And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Duario, your host. As always, I am joined by the beanied one, Gerard Barrera.
How's it going, you nerds out there? What's up? How you doing? Um, Cheers.
Cheers. And last but not least, the
feel like
babyface
Jerry's
one.
like Jerry's a little unprepared here. He's
I
just like
know, right?
he's,
No,
he's a little off. I'm used to the improv, and it's just like
He's
the
just doing
hypeness and the energy, man. Like
yeah.
Let's
what's
Today's
going
a
on?
little mellow. And I
Well,
was
mellow?
like, yeah, hey,
not
what's
for
up?
me. Anyways,
Did you have a day off?
No, you know what? You know what it is? You know what it was? Today was a busy day, so I think I needed to like calm down a
Unwind.
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
unwind. So yeah,
and
but yeah.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is the babyface one, Theo Wolski.
It is important to wind down. I definitely,
The,
Matt
the
and I
baby
definitely
face.
know what it means
baby
to
face.
not when that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I got to wind down on Pearl Street Mall in Boulder today. So
Not only with
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
cream,
not
but
only with getting some Ben and Jerry's, which was
jealous.
to a
fantastic.
friend of
Just,
ours.
just kind of
But-
jealous. You got to
Um,
meet an amazing, wonderful person that
Our-
we've gotten to
a
know.
very good
Yes.
friend of ours. So I got a call from John Eric Bentley, as everyone knows. That's the voice of Barrett. And for those that have been following the podcast pretty much since our inception, you know that John has become a really good friend of ours and pretty much family to us.
Uncle John.
He sits there and he's like, "Hey,
John.
we're gonna be
Uncle
in
John.
Colorado in a couple hours. What are you doing tonight?" I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
"Well, I
Jealous.
got baseball practice tonight for one of my kids, and I'm like, well, just kind of let me know how you're doing and what we're gonna do." And got me back. He got back to me and said, "Hey, we're just heading to the hotel. We're tired. Let you know tomorrow." So, anyways, lets me know, hey, we're gonna be in Boulder, which
Sweet.
is 20 minutes down the road from me.
Mhm.
So I was like, told my boss, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go meet up with a buddy of mine that I haven't seen in person since 23, which that's true because he wasn't able
Yep.
to make
Yeah.
it to when we were doing LA Comic Con.
Yep.
And yeah, went and hung out with John and caught up with him, met his wife, who was super nice. Um, really great to meet her and whatnot. And so it was a great day today.
Oh,
Nice, dude.
jealous on that one, but so happy you got to see him.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I was telling the guys before the show, it's like we're sitting there walking, go meet up with his wife before we're getting ready to go. And I was like, hey, you know what? I need to make Jerry jealous while he's at work.
Of
And
course.
Uncle John was completely for it. So we sat there, snapped a pic. So anybody that follows me on social media, I've got it posted on.
See, we're not the only ones that like to make fun of it or mess with you, my man.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
but yeah, it's on all
likes
my
it too.
socials.
So only your true friends like to mess with you.
that is true.
That is true.
Which
So-
it's a huge compliment. Yeah, love you, John. Love you, Uncle John. That's awesome.
But yeah, before we kind of get into all that we got to talk about, because there's a bunch to talk about, I want to do a real quick collector corner.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
I kind of
What'd you
picked
get?
up some amiibos.
Ooh,
No way. Oh, nice. What
Yes.
did we get?
Some new ones, some vintage ones.
All from The Legend of Zelda.
Okay,
So got a hold of the Archer
Oh,
Link
sweet.
nice.
reissue.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild.
Got a hold of the Twilight Princess one finally.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I've been hunting for this one for a little bit, just watching the prices and stuff, and Amazon had it for like 25. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
And then also the Toon Link with the Wind
Oh.
Waker.
Wind Waker.
Nice.
So I have the Toon Link from Smash Brothers. So
Oh, okay.
I wanted the one from the actual game. So
Yeah, that's part of the 2-pack, I believe. The one that came with Zelda as well.
Oh,
I,
gotcha.
I was able to get those.
the Wind Waker one or the Twilight.
The Wind Waker one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got
Or
the Toon Link, the original one where he's looking like he's running for
yeah,
Smash Brothers.
that's the
Um,
other Wind Waker link.
yes, correct. But I
Yeah, the one
wanted
you got was
the
part of the two pack.
this is the original, and they did them. They did another reissue on those, which it was separate. So you had the
Oh.
Toon Princess Zelda and then Toon Link. So
Oh,
I've got
okay.
her.
Mm.
I've had her for
Okay.
a little while now.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was like, I want to get some of those for the games that I love. So Zelda, Metroid. I have every Metroid but one, and the one I want or need is like an $80 amiibo right now.
It's the hardest one
Wow.
because
It's the Metroid.
it's part of a two pack and it's hard to find it separated.
And what's even
Oh,
worse is
okay.
It's the original.
it was for Samus Returns. They did Samus and then they did the Metroid as a two pack, and then later on they did an issue of just Samus by herself. They
Hmm.
did
Oh,
do the
never.
Metroid. They never did the Metroid by itself.
Oh,
So it was only available in that two pack. So it's
yeah.
like
I bought the two pack
I'm not
like
gonna
day
spend
of.
80. I'm not gonna spend 80 for the Metroid. Not
Mm,
not
it's
gonna happen
fair.
right now. You
Yeah.
know. So anyway, so let's get to talking. So Star Wars Celebration was this past weekend in Japan.
Japan?
Yep.
Yes,
Tokyo?
A
in
lot was
Tokyo.
announced, man.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna go over all of it, including the announcement where the next Star Wars Celebration is going to be in 2027, and we
Oh,
may
that I did not hear.
yes, and we may have
Is it
to
an
yeah,
every other year event?
it
Not an
is.
every year event?
And Jerry, I sent you the thing about it on TikTok, and I told you we need to try and make it to do
Oh,
this
what?
in 2027 because it was announced
LA?
LA in 2027, April 1st through the 4th.
What?
Ooh.
So
That's pretty sick.
it'll be the first time in 21 years that celebration is in LA.
Oh, damn, there it is.
And
What
more
was the other
importantly
place that
is
it was in the US?
I don't remember where else it's
Anaheim, I
yeah.
want to say.
Oh,
But
okay.
more importantly, not to make
But
us all feel really old, makes me feel the oldest, but it's also happens to be the 50th anniversary of A New Hope.
Oh, wow. Okay.
damn.
It was
Ooh,
really
but that's good. That's going to be a big one, though.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we may have to just
I'm
look at
down.
that. We'll see. Anyways,
Um,
so let's look at the announcements. So they're doing a Star Wars Visions
oh,
Volume
Vision's
3.
nice, yo.
Um,
Nice. Okay.
so
Both seasons were awesome.
yep. So
I
they're
actually never
doing
caught the second season. I didn't know
uh
there was a second season.
yeah, I didn't know either. So they're doing the Ninth Jedi, which is going to be a continuation of Kara's story.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Um and it'll have a whole bunch of companies involved with it. Polygon Pictures, Wit Studios,
Cool.
Trigger, Q Project, David Productions, Kamikaze, and Anima, and then Kinema Citrus. They also talked about this, which was the 2025 is 50 years of ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, which has been one of the pretty much standard bearers of special effects in Hollywood since its inception. Um, they did a lot of the Transformers movies. Um, I still laugh at the whole thing where when they did Devastator, they actually blew up computers because of the the animation was so heavy. For each part of that. So they're going to be doing a book, Industrial Light and Magic: 50 Years of Innovation. It's going to be out November 5th. Um, they announced an update to the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Galaxy's Edge.
Oh,
So
oh
it is
my
going
God, I
to
cannot wait.
now incorporate uh, Mando and Grogu.
We got
into
to,
it now.
but that's not all. So I found out more about this too. So yeah, the smugglers run. So everyone kind of complained that the engineer job was just like totally boring. All you did was press buttons. So I guess it's going to be a little bit more interactive where you're kind of watching Grogu and like making sure he's not screwing
Enough
up
fucking
the
with shit.
wiring or like yeah, like screwing around. So
That's
it's
awesome.
that, and I think the shooter they're gonna reinvent the whole ride a little bit, like tweak it, but the engineer's getting like the biggest
I
change.
always heard that the engineer was like the worst thing to ever get.
I mean, like if you had one in your group that like I don't know what I'm doing, like literally, if you see it like it was just the easiest one to give, yeah, but it really was the most boring. So it's nice. It's this is going to be a cool change, and I also
Hmm.
guess that yeah, the whole like scenario is going to be like way more intense if you've done the ride before. Like it's going to
Nice.
be, I guess, action like quite action packed. So that's going to be exciting, man. I like, but especially
Hmm.
the upgrade to the engineer that like and the incorporation of Grogu. I was like, dude, that's going to be so funny.
Yep. They announced a crossover with Fortnite.
Oh yeah,
Not surprising.
dude, this
Um,
a lot of this new skins and it actually looks like fun.
I was watching it and I'm like, I might just have to try out Fortnite just for the Star Wars shit.
Cause
Um,
like the closed areas like that like takes away guns where it's like it could be lightsabers only or and you're going through like a storyline. It's
mhm.
actually quite it's pretty fun.
Yeah, so it kind of just shows them that, they basically looks like they break through a rip, just and here's the Death Star's there. You've got Mandalorians, you've got Jedi, you've got
Man,
X-Wings. So it looks cool.
I've said this for years. I really thought I really like it, who's the company that does Fortnite?
Epic.
Epic.
Same guys behind Steam.
Dude, they need to get into toys and they need to get not only get the licenses for the game, but do their animation and like make figures. I
Hmm.
think they would make some money.
Oh, and they're doing Darth Jar Jar for it, which is the best. Because that's been
Oh
like the
yeah,
whole
they showed
thing.
him at the end.
Is like
Yeah.
everybody still thinks he is, you
Yeah.
know, um,
We all
you
know
But
he's
know,
Sith. Come on now.
yeah, right. I mean, he
but I
single-handedly
honestly
created the
think
Empire.
if they
Exactly.
went into the figure market and did
Hmm.
their figures in their animation, I think they'd kill it.
Yep. So Hayden Christensen was there. We'll talk about something that he announced while he was there.
Oh yeah,
But
I saw this too.
um, Cass Vandor was there, so they're gonna actually the premiere is gonna be 3 episodes. So they're doing Andor
Nice.
differently this season. For the final season, is they're gonna
Okay.
release it in 3 episode chunks because it takes
Hmm.
place during 3 different points of Andor's life over the course of that
Oh,
year. So it's kind of like
Okay.
each point and it's going to culminate with basically it's supposed to flow directly into
Rogue One.
Rogue One, how
Okay.
everything flows
Nice.
into it. So,
Cool.
um, so, um, with Ahsoka, they announced and talked a little bit about the new season that's coming. And a couple things is they did say,
I
and this
love
was
it.
reserved, Austin, is that Thrawn's going to be doing Thrawn things, which means Thrawn's going to go fuck shit up,
Yep.
which is great. I love it. It's one of those ones that like normally I don't root for the Empire, but in this case, it's fucking Thrawn. Love Thrawn. That goes back to the Heir to the Empire series, which I can't wait for Fan Expo Denver because Timothy Zahn was announced as a guest. So
Oh,
I am
cool.
going to I found a 20th anniversary copy of Heir to the Empire hardback that I'm going to take. I'm going to
Nice.
No.
There
order
you
it
go.
and take to go get it signed.
Oh,
Uh,
Sick.
sweet. Yeah.
yep. So, anyways, so
Yeah.
Respawn.
This season. Well, have you
Yeah.
heard more
Oh,
about
oh,
Ahsoka
and
season two?
also with season two, uh,
Yeah.
Anakin's back for it.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Have you
Sick.
have you
Aiden
heard?
is a part of it.
But have
Sick.
you heard more about the show too from the interviews?
I have not.
So I guess we are guaranteed to see more of Ezra, of pretty much the entire crew of the Ghost, and that is also I think that's also including Zeb maybe making an appearance, but that might be a rumor because he was shown in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. So I don't think that was confirmed, but I think everyone who's been in the show is going to be more predominantly like pretty much in the next season,
Yes.
which is way more
We're supposed
exciting.
to, yeah, we're
So
supposed to
exciting
get.
because like
Oh, and they did show off the recast of
oh yeah, which is oh man
you know who I'm talking about. God, I can't
yeah
remember. Yeah. The evil Jedi.
yeah,
Um
and it's going
uh
to be the Hound from Game of
yeah, the
Thrones.
Hound from Game of Thrones. And he does look
Okay.
almost identical. So
Yeah, I mean either way, I
as
think
much
it's
as
a
they
good
could, it was a
casting.
great recast.
Yeah,
Especially since he was like best friends with Ray Winston. Um, so it's like, hey, yes, absolutely, gonna do
he'll
it for
do
my
right
buddy.
by him and the
Correct.
and the
I
Ray.
can't wait to see Zeb.
Oh, oh, the other thing was in regards to that. So that the this upcoming season as well are going to answer more of the questions on the Force gods or
Yep.
the Force elders. The pretty much what
Mhm.
the Hound's character is
Was
investigating.
searching for.
So
Yep.
yeah, so I guess those questions are going to be answered this season too. So
Mhm.
that was also sick.
Yep. So Respawn, they've been working on a game called Zero Company, which is a turn-based tactical RPG. It is done by, it is Respawn, but the crew that helped do it was part of the old XCOM team. So if you've ever played
Okay.
Oh,
XCOM, it's
it's
gonna
going to be
be
good.
it's gonna be right along those lines. Um, this takes place during the Clone Wars, so it's all the stuff that was
Oh,
going behind the scenes. Um, so it's Respawn and
if it's the same
Jedi
company who
Fallen
did
Order.
XCOM, every game
Yeah.
has got every one of their games have has gotten better and better.
Yes.
I think this will be I think this will be a
I'll
success.
play it. I thoroughly enjoy those types of games anyways. So um it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But the teaser trailer is great because it's
The
just like,
trailer's
hey,
cool.
we're
Yeah.
dealing with everything underneath. So um anyways, they did a new announcements for Rebuild the Galaxy, which is a kids cartoon on Disney Plus.
Cool.
They did kind of like a montage of the old Republic. I didn't realize it's been
Mm,
13 years since that game launched.
Really?
Yeah.
really?
Uh-huh. Doesn't
Interesting.
seem like it's been like
I kind of feel like it's like longer.
That's what I feel like
correct.
too.
Okay.
It's like,
That
wasn't
feels
it also like
I thought it was
released?
way longer like
It
Mm-mm.
ago.
was it was also released on the Connect, right?
No, that was different.
Huh.
Okay.
So you got to remember so if we're looking back at the old Republic, so there was Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2. They did
Yeah.
a Connect game where you're kind of have a lightsaber and stuff. Um,
Right.
Right.
but the Old Republic is the MMO, so that came out, 13 years ago. So
Yeah, no, no, no. So,
um
Oh.
but my point was like, I feel like the one that was on Connect, which was Xbox 360, has to have at least been 13 years ago, and that was after the original came out, right?
yeah.
Connect was like 13 years ago.
It was Connect Star Wars is what
Oh.
it was. And
Okay,
that came out actually 2012.
so 13.
Yeah, this one that was 13
Dang.
years ago.
Okay.
So the
So
Dang,
same
man.
year as
yeah, Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So
Huh. I swore it came out
yep.
after.
Oh, and then this one, I
This
immediately
one,
thought of you, Matt. This is
it's
all you.
it's
I
not
mean,
giving me
I'm
it's not giving me what
excited.
I want. It's not giving
This
me
is going to be
purely what I
great,
want.
but
But
like, dude, dogfighting, like, I immediately thought of you,
so we're getting Star
Starfighter.
Wars Starfighter, and it
And
it
then
takes place
who's
after
casted? Who's
Force
fucking
Awakens.
casted? Oh
Ryan
my God.
Gosling's in it.
Gosling, baby.
It is going to be directed by Sean Levy,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
is Deadpool and
Yep.
Wolverine. um, you know, um, you
He's
know,
the producer,
yeah. And when you
producer, I
look
believe.
at
Yeah.
it, I thought it was. I got the impression he was directing it.
Who?
Oh, we'll have to check on that. I don't know if he's because he's usually I think he's a producer.
Um, maybe, but anyway, so he's known for he was producer for Free Guy,
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine, The Atom Project, The Arrival. Like he's got the chops to be
Oh
behind
yeah.
Oh
this.
yeah. And, dude, even you see his later work. I mean, yeah.
So let's look at him
He
from
has tons of
yeah, he's
hits.
listed as the director for Starfighter.
Oh, nice. Okay. I
Yep.
wonder does it
So
say Oh no, he's had other directing jobs.
when you
Okay.
look at what he's directed, Deadpool and Wolverine, Stranger Things, Atom Project, Free Guy,
Oh, okay.
Night at the
Oh, he
Museum,
did direct.
Secret of the Tomb. He did Real Steel. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's got the chops
Yeah.
to do this. He did
Oh
all
yeah.
this all of the Night at the
Dude,
Museums,
Night at the Museums. Yeah.
one, two, and three. Going all the way back. The only one that kind of he did a episode of Birds of Prey, which we can forgive him for that. Um, so he's been at this
Oh, he's
for a bit,
he's a veteran.
but
He has
yeah, I cannot
a
I
lot
can't wait
under his
for it.
belt.
Um,
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's going to be in it.
She was already
Sick.
teased as a pilot. It's going
She's
to
a
be
pilot.
awesome. Yeah.
And
Oh
she
my
That's
showed
God.
awesome.
up. She showed up at Celebration, like, or not
Oh,
Celebration, but in the clip in a fucking X-Wing pilot.
yeah.
Fucking costume.
Yes.
So
So,
cool, dude. And
yep.
she was playing with some droids.
Yeah, and she was playing around Gugu. So they did show off Mandalorian Grogu, which we are getting May
Oh,
22nd of next year.
Okay.
okay.
They showed a clip which has made its way out to like TikTok and stuff like that.
Oh my God,
Shared it with
it's
you
so
guys,
good.
but it
It's so
shows
cool.
it
It's
shows
him and
Mando
Zeb.
taking
Yeah.
out an AT-AT, like the full complement
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. Like he's just laying waste to all the
I got
troopers.
excited with the
Yeah,
footage with him and Zeb.
and Zeb. Um, yep. So they did a first look with brand new characters and stuff. It's also we got an announcement that Lucas Animation.
Dope.
It is their 20th anniversary, and for their 20th anniversary, they are going to be doing Star Wars Maul, Shadow Lord,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
and Sam is going to be doing the voice for
Sam
Maul
Witwer is coming
again.
back, baby.
Yes, he is. It was great, and this was actually some of the stuff he was. I saw an interview with him. He was talking about he went to Dave Filoni during Clone Wars and was saying, "Hey, it'd be cool if we did this, 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 and this with Darth Maul," and Dave Filoni said that'd be great, but this isn't Darth Maul's perspective.
Hmm. Okay.
And Sam was like, little did he know that Dave Filoni had a long game,
Mhm.
that he was kind of taking some of these ideas and sitting on them and waiting. And now we're going to see some of those ideas come to fruition with Shadow Lord.
Hmm. All
That's
right.
awesome.
And I think that's awesome because Sam is like, that is Maul.
Did I tell you guys I ran into him?
No.
No.
Yeah. It was in Geeks and Teas in like it was kind of I think Pasadena or Burbank in LA. I went with Pierre. He wanted to get some D&D some figures it's a D&D shop and like game
Okay.
shop. And dude, he's big into D&D. He was
Mhm.
actually looking for figures to paint.
Yep.
But we were just fixated on like we were just looking at the figures on the shelves. I just so happened to turn around. I quickly turn back. I look at Pierre and I'm like, Star
Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Star Killer's behind us. Star Killer's behind
Hmm.
us. Wait, who is it? Sam Whitwer. Like, I immediately turned around. I was like, I don't want to be like. I'm sorry if I'm that guy. Dude, I'm a huge like Star Killer. Like, I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I'm just a fan of yours. You are awesome. It's just so nice to meet you. I just gave him a fist bump and just went back. He was like, "Oh, that was really nice, dude. Thanks." And Pierre said a few words, and then he was just
Hmm.
continued on shopping. But sorry, but that was my
Nope.
then
He also played
story.
a really
Typical
good
Jerry always has to
adapted.
flex on the stars that he's met.
Dude, it's a superpower.
I can flex back on him because I was in Boulder with Barrett.
Right,
Just
right.
saying. Um, but he played a good adaptation of Doomsday too for Smallville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was Doomsday in Smallville.
I did not know that.
I didn't
Yes,
realize that either.
it's a young, it's a young Sam
Man,
Witwer.
that's a yeah.
That's a
It's been
long
a
time ago.
while since I've seen
Yep.
that. Yeah, it's been a long time
My
since I've
All
first
seen.
right.
experience with Sam was being human on sci-fi.
Ooh,
Love being human.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, so they're doing manga adaptations of Star Wars
Oh,
Thrawn
Thrawn.
by Timothy Zahn from 2017, as well as Jedi Fallen Order. They also announced new figures.
Yeah.
They're coming out with a new Cal Kestis figure.
Mhm. It
We're
also comes
getting,
with a handlebar and mullet
yeah,
head as well.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Um, they're doing Black Series, Han Solo, and Chewbacca, and we're getting a Dash Rendar figure.
Yeah.
So those who
Those are
don't,
cool.
for those who don't recognize the name Dash Rendar, that is from the N64 game Shadows of the
Shadows of
Empire.
the Empire. Such a great game.
Yep. They kind of did like a just the pavilion so they could see some of the anime that's going to be part of the manga. Um,
Cool, cool.
they did announce a Pirate's Fortune, which is the story pack 2 for the DLC for Star Wars Outlaws. Um, they're doing a crossover for Monopoly Go. They did a first look at we're getting K2SO, the Lego
Oh,
set.
cool. Lego.
It looks cool. Um, they did another season 3 of Young Jedi Adventures was announced, which my kids have watched, which is it's a cute kid show.
Ha,
Um,
cool.
they're doing some stuff on MetaQuest. So overall, it was a ton of stuff. A lot of great interviews and stuff like that. Um, you know, this is a um they did the announcement. I didn't realize this. It was a 1-to-1 replica on the live stage of K2SO in Lego.
Oh, sick.
Oh, what, like
So
full size?
a full-on
Ooh.
full scale. So this one's going to be similar to like the Black
Dang, that's
Series
huge.
and like the R2 and the 3PO that's come out. So it'll have
Oh,
the little
cool. So it'll
nameplate
be
and stuff with
decently
it.
sized. Yeah.
Yeah. 845 pieces.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I'm
yeah.
wondering what the price is.
It's
I'm going to
coming.
venture with it being 100.
Let's go find out, shall we? Shop by theme. Where is
Before he finds it, what's your guess, Jerry?
80?
let's see if
Okay.
they have it. Nope, they don't have it
Okay.
up for pre-order yet.
But you might be right there.
Um, I'm guessing probably around that. Actually, no, hold on. I'm gonna say 100. 100 to
That's what I said.
150. Yeah, I'm gonna go 100, 150
That's
because
a big range, sir.
R2, dude, it's not that much range when it comes to Legos. Like a $50 range is might as well say it's $10 for an
How much
accessory.
was the R2? Because that one was decently sized, but also,
I think the Archie's
So
like
we said
150.
850 pieces.
The
Um,
Archie's bigger, I think, than that.
yeah, let's R2's 10,050 pieces and he runs, I believe, $100.
Oh, not
oh,
1,050.
Or
I
1,050.
totally
Yeah.
heard you say
No, I
10,050.
said 1050.
And
So
it's 100?
I think he runs about $100. So it's probably going to be, I think,
I think a hundred
Hmm.
bucks
but
still.
here's the thing is with all the tariffs and stuff going on, um, I'm gonna put it closer. I'll go 125. Okay. So you said $50 is a huge range. I'll go 125 for her.
I'll go $1, Bob. No, I'm
Okay.
just kidding.
All right. So let's go talk some gaming.
Sweet.
$1 or
Which
151.
151.
which by the way, when we start before we finish off Star Wars, next week I will be able to share my thoughts on episode 3 in the theaters with
Nice.
my kids this weekend. Their first
Nice.
Star Wars movie on the big
Enjoy
screen.
it, dude.
So I invited Theo, but no, he's got stuff to do this weekend.
I'm
He can't go see a
busy.
Star Wars movie.
As busy.
Alrighty. So Elder Scrolls Oblivion
Oh,
dropped
really?
today.
Oh.
Um, it is remastered. It is out on Xbox Series X, S, PC via Steam, the Xbox apps on Windows PC, Cloud, PS5. Um,
Really quick,
they,
refresh my memory. Oblivion is the trauma inducing.
it is,
Okay.
it
Making sure.
Yeah.
is,
Making sure.
which is why this game, as pretty as it is, can go fuck all the way off. Um, so I will say this, Oblivion was a great game when you do it, but the problem is that I ran into the Bethesda bug. We've talked about this before, 120 hours on the game, and the second mission of the game, the assassins didn't pop. So all of that work was gone because you had to stop the
Oh.
assassins to keep the story going. So this is
So
the
you were
game.
essentially stuck.
I was stuck. I was done. Like there's nothing I could do but restart the game. So this is what started my real love hate with Bethesda. I've been playing Elder Scrolls games for a while, with Morrowind and Daggerfall and stuff like that.
Well,
This is the
okay.
one. So they did it in Unreal 5. It looks amazing. It looks absolutely gorgeous. But anybody that's seen Unreal 5 knows just what
Yeah.
it does. It's ridiculous. They're doing 4K, 60 frames per second.
Oh, that's impressive.
Um, so they did a lot of other things. They upgraded the HUD, the menu, the maps, improved UIs for like persuasion and all of that. Modifications for leveling, encumbrance, which fucking encumbrance was I hated that in that game.
Yeah.
Um,
Sounds like some quality of
enemy
life stuff.
scaling.
Are you sure you're not gonna want to like try it out?
You can go fuck yourself, sir.
I mean, at least
I
saves
mean,
are
look at all
probably.
the
At least there's
improvements
like
and
good
No.
I'm
auto
just saying.
saves now. I mean, they tend to
No.
do multiple saves and
No,
auto
no.
save.
The scar it ran deep.
That runs deep. Let me put it this way. I would rather go play Yo Noid for the Nintendo than go play Oblivion again.
Oh, okay.
I would rather go back to play Tears of the Kingdom than do Oblivion.
Yeah, that's not a big. That's not. That
Yeah,
really
I'll
isn't
do
a big
this.
hit, dude. That's a popular game. That's really your opinion on the game. That doesn't really hit.
Hold on. You and I had a discussion about that the other day, sir, and you
Yeah,
agreed with me on
but
the whole
but this is the
building of
difference
shit.
between you and me. I can acknowledge the general
Um,
and be biased about it. It is a successful game and people are still
oh,
playing it.
don't get me wrong, it is.
We have our problems with it, which is why I
Correct.
would say Breath of the Wild is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Tears, I'm gonna try and give another chance, but
Yeah.
I agree. I did one or two more passes in the game. I just can't like the whole creation thing. You really do have to use it,
You don't have a
Yeah.
and
choice.
the batteries thing. It gives you
Hmm.
no choice. Where like I just wanted to focus on playing the game, and but I really focused on maybe getting a few more batteries. Okay, now I'll go. Maybe I'm strong enough and I can last. This area. I was kind of like over it. It wasn't like Breath of the Wild.
I'm trying to remember the name of the game. This is how bad it was that we all decided was such a flaming pile that we didn't want to play it. Like we started up for like 5 minutes
Oh,
and we're like,
oh,
no.
okay. I
I
was
don't-
gonna bring up Skull and Bones again, really quick.
Jesus.
Which,
okay, you know
dude,
what?
have you
I'd
seen?
rather go play Skull and Bones than do Oblivion.
Well,
There you
you
go.
might actually like it now because it's finally doing what we've been saying for years. Have
I
you
think
guys
it's
heard of the new update?
yeah, it's gonna be more like Assassin's
Black
Creed, but
Flag.
Black
Yeah.
Flag. But here's the thing: is I think it's almost too little, or
Oh, it's
it's
too
too little,
late.
too late. You
No,
know?
it's way too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they should have done in the very beginning.
Beginning, right?
Yeah.
Um.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating
but no,
because
I
it
know
like
people that.
the combat was fun. Like
Mhm.
we saw potential in the game, but it was like, oh no, if you can't, the other side was like pillaging the other ships and going from island to island, like finding crap.
Yeah.
Like they
So
were missing the entire half of the other game, and for years they stuck with the ship combat.
yeah.
Why?
Um.
Dude, I think didn't they have another like promotion? Didn't they have another promotion run? Like, hey, it's gonna launch soon. Like another run on trying to like launch it,
Mhm.
Something like that.
Something
and,
like that.
and like nothing.
Oh,
And then
you
we
know
heard
what?
nothing
No,
about
I
it.
got it. I got it. I would rather go play Anthem than Oblivion again.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh,
That that that
that
that
it.
that's a pretty
Yeah,
low blow there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That hurts. That
So,
hits.
anyways,
That hits.
but that's just me though. But that's because of the trauma, right? 120 hours. That's a lot of hours to invest in a game, and then you can't do anything
Well,
with it,
yeah, dude.
right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
that sucks.
it just in comparison, I feel like that's only 1% to the amount of time somebody's played Animal Crossing. So I feel like with that comparison, it might warrant another playthrough.
no. Anyways, so all right, let's
Good
talk
try.
Switch
Good
2.
try.
Try to throw in logic in there.
Yeah, yeah.
No. All right. So we all know the tariffs are jacking with stuff right now on everything in the States and whatnot. But um Nintendo has decided they are going to open up pre-orders at retailers starting on Thursday, the 24th. So for those that
Huh.
are listening, yeah, you know, or they're going to watch this on the video on demand, it's going to be passed and you're going to be able to go pre-order. The problem is a lot of people are upset because of some of the pricing. We're going to get into that, but they don't understand the economics that are going behind this. And I really think that they're putting some undue hate on Nintendo for some of this. So Nintendo did decide that they are going to keep the original prices for the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 bundle. So 450 and
It's
500.
impressive.
So part of that is they are going to eat part of the tariffs for that.
Okay.
Okay. Just want to stipulate that because part of it comes from, depending on where the system comes from, it's either going to come out of China or it's going to come out of Vietnam. Or, I mean, there's one other place I don't remember, but I believe the US ones come out of Vietnam, which has a lower tariff percentage. The
Okay.
other side of the equation, though, is the accessories come out of China, which
Okay.
are
No,
getting
I
hit with the
mean, that makes
heaviest.
sense.
They're getting hit with the heaviest tariffs. Um, So when you look at things, Mario Kart World is going to be 80, Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be 70. We already knew about Mario Kart that was going to be 80,
Mhm.
and that's going to be remain unchanged. And that's both the physical and the digital versions are going to be the same price. So they're not doing some cheaper version of Mario Kart if you get it digitally. They're just doing straight one price, which I think is a good thing, right? Keep it the same
Mhm.
price.
Yeah.
Don't I'm going to defend the physical players just here a second. Don't penalize the players that want to buy a physical copy and make them pay more versus a digital copy. So I think keeping the price the same, regardless of the form, is great. But
Yeah.
so the Switch 2 Pro controller is going to now be 85.
Okay.
So
I
it's
mean, it
gone up. I
was
believe it's an
80
extra. It was
before.
80 before, so it's going up
Yeah.
$5. The
Okay.
Joy-Con 2 pair is going to be 95 now.
Shit.
The
Okay.
charging grip is going to be
The
40.
pair, does that mean that it's with the charging grip or no?
No, it's just the left and the right
Oh, okay.
Joy-Cons.
Just the
Okay.
Joy Cons, yeah.
That's the Joy-Cons.
Which I
The
mean, I feel it like weren't they expected to be 90 anyways? Because I
I
mean,
think it
it's
was
because of
there.
the
I
magnetic
think
release.
they were original either 85 or 90, but they're going up
Okay.
in price regardless, right? So the
Right.
Joy-Con Strap 2, or the Joy-Con 2 strap rather, is going up to 15. The wheel set's going to 25. The camera's going up $5 to 55. The dock set is going up to 119 or 120. And that one I want to say it was 110 prior. Um,
Okay.
the carrying case and protect screen protector is going up to 40. The Switch 2 all-in-one case is going up to 85. The AC adapter is going up to 35. And the micro SD card is going to be 60.
Damn.
Now,
I'm actually a little impressed by the micro SD card, but how big?
it's 256.
256?
That's it.
Uh,
That's
okay, that's
tiny.
pretty
It's not
high.
bad.
That's pretty
That's
high.
high.
That's
Well,
okay.
For
but
two,
it's an
for only
express card though.
256, because I mean, like you can like a lot of places you can get a terabyte for 100, and that's
Correct.
four times the size of that.
Well,
So,
I'm running the 500 gig in my Switch, and that was only like 50, $60. But the thing is, it's an express
but
card. But
yeah, it's also a different version of
so
the micro SD.
here's where I want to call out the haters. And some of these guys are prominent Nintendo streamers, social media influencers, and everything like that. They're complaining that they think that Nintendo as a corporation should just eat the cost on these tariffs. But
No,
the thing with this is
what kind of
that
business sense is that?
correct. When you look back at things, a tariff is a tax on the consumer. And anybody who
Uh,
it
it,
is
it it
because
ends with the consumer, but
it
it's
ends
a
with the
tax
consumer. It's a
on the
tax on
company.
but it ends up
Tax
being
on
a
the
tax on the
import and
consumers.
export
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. The tariffs basically what it does is it puts a percentage tax that an
But
importer has to pay.
but
But then
anything that happens with business hiking prices, even taxes on companies, go down
it
to the
gets
consumer. Everything goes
correct.
down to the consumer.
Anyways, but for those that are unfamiliar with tariffs and how they work and don't really want to take the time to research it, go watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. There's like a 5-10 minute scene where Ben Stein is explaining exactly how a tariff works. It is great
That's
because
so
everyone's
fun.
just sitting
That's
there going,
so meta too. Isn't that how crazy
you
that is?
know, like we're talking mid 80s and they're talking about tariffs, the Hollywood
It's
Food Act.
so funny.
But he's sitting there talking about it. He's like, it raises or decreases, raises prices. Like it explains everything in kind of layman terms that you were trying to explain to these kids that during the scene they're just going, just
Yeah, that's
that.
funny.
But here's the thing is you can't expect a company to just eat all of these costs just for a warm and fuzzy, right?
Yeah.
I think in this standpoint is Nintendo's doing a lot by eating the tariff cost on the
That
console.
really is like,
That's
and
huge.
you got to think about it too. How long could they do it for? I mean, i-
Exactly. So
that's
something had to
crazy.
give. Something had
Yeah,
to give because some of these tariffs were going to be like, if it was the ones coming out of Vietnam, I believe it was like going to be like, I think it got down to like being like a 10% tariff, which even then,
Something like that. Yeah.
10%, you're raising that thing up to essentially being 500 and what, 600?
Yeah, 550.
You know, $50 there. Okay, 550. So, or higher depending on which percentage tariff is and it's coming from. So you're asking them to eat a ton of money out of everything. Like,
I would imagine
and
I didn't watch any of the creators, but I bet you anything an argument that they're making is like, oh, make the rich billionaire CEO eat the tariff with his
that's seriously,
salary paycheck.
well, no, the argument was Nintendo's this big old corporation that makes a ton of money, so they should just not raise the prices. That's not how this works. That's not how
yeah.
tariffs
It's,
work. Like,
Which I find interesting that creators end up saying that because like creators that do that full time, it's a business. They should understand
they should.
a
Yeah,
little
this
bit
is
how a
exactly.
business works. It's like I'm a person that had failed econ, and I still understand
It's
this.
Econ 101. Like you learn that in the first couple of chapters of Econ, whether you're going macro or micro, they still talk about how
Like the
economics is.
bare minimum, just understand the rule of supply and demand. That's it.
Correct.
That's all you got to really
Here's the
know.
thing is we should feel lucky because honestly, Nintendo could have gone the other route and just said, we're not going to import it to the US
Right.
straight up and said, no, we're going to just go to everywhere else but the US.
Yep.
But instead they're saying we're going to eat the tariff costs on the console, but we're going to have to put it into the accessories because the accessories are coming out of China. There's no way around that. That's probably the biggest ones that are going right now because at some point it was threatened that it was going to be a 200% tariff that was going to get added onto anything coming in from China. So,
Just imagine the prices if they
Oh my
decided to
God.
not import into the US and scalpers decided to start selling to the US. Just imagine the
except
prices there.
for you start doing that though, even on eBay, on an import, you're still going to have to pay those import taxes.
Exactly. That's why
So,
I'm saying the prices be
yeah.
astronomical. Forget
So
a $2,000
I
PS5. Look for a $5,000 Switch 2.
I I I personally, from a business and economics standpoint, I applaud Nintendo for at
I
least,
would say they're pretty
eating it.
generous.
They're
Oh
being
yeah.
generous on this. They didn't have to, but they are. So we'll see how everything plays out going forward with this, how the pre-sales are going to work. We know how they're going to
Mhm.
work from Nintendo.com. But we'll see how it goes through, scalpers for Best Buy and GameStop, like all of those. So, um,
Bring on the bots.
yeah, we'll see how everything sells out come
That's
Thursday.
another thing. If that becomes a problem too,
Yeah.
th
So,
there's going to be more of a focus on bots and like the resellers than ever.
mhm.
And who knows how stern or how heavy they'll go on them.
And honestly,
Did
I
did they say
think
anything about how they're doing pre-orders on the Nintendo store?
yes, for the Nintendo store, you have to register your interest.
So
All
they're
those
still
people
doing the registered
they're still doing
interest?
the registered interest and everything that
Okay.
you get for shots, and you have to check off every single piece of the criteria in
Right.
Yeah.
order to pre-order it. So scalpers I think they're going to be out of luck because most of those guys don't have Nintendo Switch accounts that have been active and in use for the last 12 months.
Hmm.
So, um, we'll see. So I know for me, I'm not getting one. I'm not going to even try and get one at launch just because I've got the moving expenses coming up. I'd rather make sure I have everything that I need for my place, moving into my apartment and in a new state versus trying to drop seven, $800 on,
Yeah, we don't get to
a
do the
Switch 2.
college days where we'd like find a couch on the street or make a cardboard a TV stand. We don't get to do that
No.
anymore. So we have to
Yeah.
I
actually have
well, mine's
furniture.
mine's kitchen and stuff for the boys and
Exactly.
whatnot. So like I have to really adult and honestly for right now, I can get Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch if I don't have a Switch
Okay.
2 by then. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm missing out on Mario World or Mario Kart World rather. Okay, not that
Yeah.
big of a deal right now. So I'll be all right with it.
I think just in general, I'm gonna wait. I have a few things that I am already saving for, and it's not a urgent thing that I need right now, so
Yeah. And
I'll wait on. Or
at
who
this
knows?
stage of the
Maybe,
game,
maybe that'll I'll just ask that for my Christmas present. I mean, probably the one thing I asked for. Who knows?
hey Mama, if you're listening,
Hey, mom. Yeah, seriously. Maybe that's the one thing I'll ask for.
your other son, just saying.
A Switch 2.
Um, but
So my
anyways,
Christmas list of Santa goes to your mom, right?
yes,
Okay. Got it.
that's where we're
Mom,
Got it.
mom, you already
Got
know
it.
what the boys want.
going. So
We're easy to please.
anyway, but yeah, so ultimately, I want one. Don't get me wrong, I want one, but
Yeah.
in this climate right now, in this economic climate, adulting comes first, unfortunately. So
I kind of have a strong feeling that I'm going to end up waiting until there is the game I'm excited for and that there is a special edition bundle
I'm
for
actually
Switch 2.
I'm on board of that too because originally I was already gung ho about waiting on it, waiting for like
Yeah.
a special edition or a
Like
collector, whatever.
like
So
new Animal Crossing with an
I can
Animal
still
Crossing
kind of
edition.
wait a little
You
bit.
sold me.
So
I'm good.
yeah,
I'll go pick it up then.
I would want a Animal Crossing, Metroid, or Zelda.
I mean, I would just definitely want a
I
Zelda
I
version, but
personally would pass on the Zelda
It
edition
didepends on the Zelda
Switch.
edition though, like how it looks, because we know
Yeah, because I
the
haven't
OLED
liked the past
wasn't great.
two. I didn't like what they did
I
for Breath
love
of the
the
Wild
OLED.
or
Yeah.
Tears. I just
I
didn't like
love
the
the OLED. The
design.
Tears one was actually, I actually really liked it, and the Joy
Yeah.
Cons were fire.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
enjoyed it. Just
I
not the
really
game,
like
but I
the
need to give the game a
edition.
chance.
I really like the Animal Crossing edition one that they did.
Yeah,
They had a good one.
Just
I
with the
like those
dock, the
Oh,
Joy
pastel
Cons,
colors.
oh,
and the
Yeah.
imprint
also,
on the back.
I forgot
Hmm.
to mention, did you know that they announced more amiibos too?
Yep.
Zelda amiibos?
Yeah.
And they're going up in
What?
price.
Are they
They're going
really?
to be
Shit.
$30 a piece
Shit.
versus
Really?
20. Yeah.
Damn.
So,
And they're all four of the heroes from Tears. Shit.
yes.
Really? I
Yes.
didn't know they were going up. Damn.
I still might get them
I'm gonna get them, but damn, that like
because they look sweet.
that already
They look
hurts. Yeah, they look great.
awesome.
Shit, that's
So,
gonna hurt. Ooh, I didn't know those were. Well, I mean, why didn't I expect? Obviously, yeah, but damn it, $40. Shit,
Jeez,
that's
Jerry,
a
tell me how you
game.
really feel.
Well, I'm just like, phew. It's like it hurts. Damn, but okay.
so
I'll
I'll
do them in
share.
I'll do them in pairs. I'll get two. Next week I'll get the other two or
We
something.
won't jump into I'm not going to jump
Damn.
into the theater at the moment, but so yeah, so you've got Yunobo,
Yeah. Oh man, they look great.
you've got
Raiju,
Raiju,
Raiju looks
Sidon, which
awesome.
Sidon looks awesome.
Sidon looks awesome too.
And so does Tulin.
Tulin's cool. That's always
Um,
yeah.
they're
Is
coming
that how
out
you
with
actually pronounce it? I always thought it was pronounced Tullin.
Is it
might be, I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Tulin? Maybe.
Anyways,
Um,
but they're coming out with Jamie, Kimberly, and Luke, the new fighters for Street
Oh,
Fighter.
Street Fighter.
They're
Oh, cool.
also going to come out with an Amiibo card set too. So they're going to be doing the figures or a card set, which I think is going to head off
which
some
I
of
think is
the,
smart.
you know,
Yeah.
I like that they did that
um,
with the Animal Crossing.
and then
Oh, cool.
yeah. So those are the ones I'll get. Like I'll still get these guys. Like they
Yeah,
look
dude.
great. They
Oh,
look
they look
friggin'
great.
fantastic.
Yeah, Tullin looks awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
so it is one of those ones that, yeah, $30. Okay, I get it. They're going up in price, but I mean, look at him. Like he just looks
Yeah, he looks awesome.
freaking awesome. So, um,
And with the weapons.
she looks
Oh
Oh,
great too.
wow.
Like,
so
Yeah.
cool.
they're getting more detailed.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
like, I
Like
get
I
it.
like these action poses. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So, you know,
And this is
30
the best
bucks.
too. Like I love that they're not coming out with a huge line as well. Like I think they're getting selective. They know what they want to put out, and then the quality is getting just you can see it from first gen to now. They're
Yeah.
getting way like you said, they're getting more and more detailed.
Mhm.
That's why it's just getting
Oh yeah,
more
case in
I
point,
almost
epic.
I
right?
almost theorize it's
So
increased in detail due to 3D printing. I feel
here's
like I
the
feel like that's a primary
here's the
thing.
original link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, when you look at his detailing
I mean,
versus
still
Twilight
great.
Princess,
Yeah.
right.
you know?
But then you can see the subtle differences, how it's getting better and better each
Yes.
run, and like now, like
And
from
honestly, like
heroes to comparing them to the other ones, like they all look great, but
they
there's just a little bit more detailed on the new ones. It's great.
for
It's
me, they
awesome.
take up more shelf space than getting a big statue. So a big statue is going to run like 100 to 150 at a minimum. I could get the full set of those and have the same or less footprint,
Footprint. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that being said, First for Figures does have a Samus statue for 150 that I'm eyeing, that I have $50 worth of points to use towards that I could just get for 100. So I don't know. Anyways,
Doesn't sound like just eyeing it.
it's it's that whole thing
Sounds
behind
more
getting a
like
Switch 2.
fighting the urge.
It is, but you know what though? There's that adulting side. And right now I have to be responsible. There's certain things I've got to get taken care of that
Yeah.
spending some things on some, money on some
That's
frivolous
why
stuff like
that's why
that.
I haven't bought a pair of sneakers in like so long, and it's like it's
Yeah.
killing me. It is
What
killing
counts
me.
as so long? I'm
So
curious. What counts as so long? 6 months? Less?
No, actually, you know what? Longer. Let me
Really?
see here.
didn't he look at a set or buy a set when we were out there in LA
Yeah,
He looked
like
at
longer.
a
2 years
set.
ago?
No,
So two
I
years
was
ago.
looking at the
He just
set.
looked at the set.
Yeah.
No, it's been a little longer.
See?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive, sir.
So
I haven't, really been able to.
anyway, so Jay, we missed you. For all of us that did catch us live, thank you for crashing game night with us tonight. It's always our pleasure. Kind of talk, give you guys some laughs and whatnot. Um, but just with everything going on in the world, especially here in the States, um, just please just be excellent to each other.
That's right, everybody. We want to send you out with that same message, the same message. You know,
At
we
first, it sounded
want
like you said massage.
message. That we
Uh,
want we
Consent
want
to touch me, sir. Consent.
of course, of
Consent
course.
revoked. We ain't doing this right now.
Just to
Anyways,
just to reiterate, we want you all to try and be a little bit more kind, a little bit more open, maybe patient. We all can try those things a little bit more. Um, Overall, let's just try to do and be better. Let's just try and lend out a hand. Let's just try and help. And challenge ourselves to do better. Um, Overall, just be safe. And since Jay isn't here, be kind. Rewind. I'll take that one from him. And there you go. To Theo, my boy. What's up?
Damn, I thought you were gonna at least give some effort there.
dude, do you need to do
No,
it?
I told you I'm going mellow. And plus, I get yelled at every time because I make it my own. I don't try and take Theo's. I make it my own a little bit. And
All
I
right.
get scolded for it.
You know what?
My
You
man.
said-
There you go. I was gonna say you still make it your own, but you gotta hype it up, sir. You gotta hype it.
Oh no. Yeah, but that's why I wasn't attempting because
Yeah.
I always get scolded for
Yeah, there's no winning for you. I'm gonna scold you either way.
it.
We're putting baby in a corner.
That's right.
Always putting baby in a corner.
Well, y'all, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Till next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Good night, everybody.
La 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 ba. Steve Lava Chicken. Yeah.